What's up, guys? So today I'm going to show you how to grease your ratchets, and the only two types of ratchets that I have are these two types. So I have the snap ring type and the screw type, I guess, and then there's one other type that I don't have, but yeah. So the reason I do this is because normally whenever you buy a ratchet or something, it doesn't really come with the Husky ones do come with grease, but the Cobalt ones do not come with grease. The Harbor Freight ones don't come with grease, and a couple other ones that I've had haven't come with grease. But if you want it to last a long time, you've got to grease them. So I've already greased this one. They come with grease in it, but I put some more grease in it. Basically, for the snap ring type, you just need some snap ring pliers, and you just put them in the holes, open the snap ring, pull it out, and then after you pull the snap ring out and get the cover off, it's going to be the same as this type. And I'm going to be greasing this one today. So this one's already greased, so I'm just going to set that off to the side. Those are the two tools, or the single tool that you need to get that one open. For this one, you're going to need a set of Torx bits. You can't use the regular Allen because they don't have the Torx size or shape. So you're going to have to use some Torx bits. And the sizes that you're going to need for this particular ratchet, the 337304, it's the flex head non-locking Cobalt ratchet, 92. You're going to need a T9 and a T8 size. So I already have them pulled out. So the first two screws that you're going to take out are on the back of the ratchet. You're going to use the T9. So just put your Torx bit in there and unscrew it. And then there's another one that you unscrew. And then you'll flip it over and the two bolts will fall out. And the third screw that you need to take out is this one right here. So after those three screws are out, you can flip it over and it's going to drop out the little washer and the faceplate for the head. And then now you're at this stage, you can see the internals of it. And I haven't actually opened this one up yet, and it looks like there is no type of grease in here. There's no grease in there. No grease whatsoever. So those are your two pawls, and then there's going to be two springs behind them so that whenever you switch sides, it has spring tension. Now you can take those out if you want to. Usually I don't, unless I'm having to repair the ratchet or something. It depends on the ratchet that you have. So the ratchets with the single pawls, the pawls usually don't break. It's usually one of these teeth will strip out. That's usually what happens. But on like the Husky one here, it's got two pawls. Focus. It's got two pawls, and usually one of the pawls will strip out before this part of it does. So usually what I do is I always use super lube. You can use whatever type of grease you want. Some people use automatic transmission fluid, doesn't really matter. But usually what I'll do is just leave all this in place unless I'm repairing it, like I said. Then I'll take the part out that I need to repair, replace, and put it back in. But usually what I do, you don't need a lot, just about that much. And then just kind of put it on the teeth of this. And like I said, you don't need a lot. And then all you do is stick it back in, as long as it'll go in. Now, as you turn it, it's going to lubricate it all up. So that's all. So you just put your little clip back in, put your plate back on, and then put your screw back in, T8. And whenever you're tightening these down, you don't have to tighten them down super tight, just tight enough. And this first one here is screwing into your switch. So if you look, it actually moves whenever you move the switch. So don't make that one very tight. These back ones you can make tighter than that, but again, don't make them very tight, or else you'll you will break the cover. It'll split it. So you don't need to make them very tight. This one a little bit tighter. And you see, now that I made that tighter, I can't activate the switch, so I'm going to loosen it up a little bit. And now I can use the switch. And if your switch ever gets loose, like if you've been using a ratchet for a while and the switch is loose, usually it's not broken. Usually you can just tighten down that bolt and it'll tighten up the switch. Or if you get a ratchet and the switch is already loose, like you're accidentally activating it while you're using it, you can tighten that down and make it a little bit tighter. Just that's all personal preference, how tight you want your switch or how loose you want it. But yeah, that's about it. So now this is greased and it's not gonna strip out as easy. And I do this to every single ratchet that I purchase, just to make it last longer. And also my flex head ones, I always, you don't really have to, but I always do put a little bit of grease on there every once in a while, just to make sure that it's not gonna wear out on me or anything. But yeah, all the ratchets that I own, all of them, I have greased, and I really enjoy the Husky ones. They've held up really good for me. A lot of people say that they don't like the Husky ones because they've got the little quick release and they're not as strong, but realistically, whenever you're using like a ratchet versus like a impact gun, you're really not going to be putting that much pressure on it to where it's gonna break off. So I'm not too worried about it. It's all personal preference. Some people just don't like it because they don't like having to push the button in order to release the socket, but it is what it is. And you have to be kind of careful sometimes, like whenever if you decide to grease your 1/4 inch ones, because sometimes they can be a pain to put back together, but they're not too bad. I did that one and it was fine. And then for your torque wrenches, it's going to be the same. This one's got the snap ring, this one's got 2 bolts, so covers all your bases except for I forgot what the type is called. My old Craftsman ratchet that I had before I broke it, it had that type. It's like a little ring that goes around the head of the ratchet, and then on the back of the ratchet there's like a little gear looking thing that you can turn, and it's got the little switch on the back, the long switch that you turn. I guess it kind of looks like this type of switch, kind of, except this one's a snap ring one, but kind of looks like that switch, except it's got the little gear on it, around it, and then there's a little ring that goes around there that you pry off, and then you can take it apart. I don't have one of those to show you how to do it, so yeah, but that's all you need. And I typically, throughout the life of a ratchet, I grease it once, and it's good until it dies or until I need to repair it. So it's not a routine maintenance thing. I just do it whenever I buy it, and then it's good until I need to repair it. So hope that helped. Hope it gave you a little insight on how ratchets work, or maybe if yours is broken, being less scared to open it up and see what's wrong. And yeah, thanks for watching. Alright guys, so I thought I'd throw this in here. I didn't show you how to take this one apart. It's the other type of ratchet. I went ahead and bought a new set of snap ring pliers. I got rid of my trash one that I had. I just had a single one. This green one here from Walmart. It's a piece of crap. Don't waste your money on these type because they'll break on you and they're worthless. I went ahead and bought a set of the Icon ones from Harbor Freight. I know Harbor Freight is not high quality tools or whatever, but these snap ring pliers are pretty good. Their new Icon brand is actually a pretty good brand, but thought I'd show you how to take this style of ratchet apart with the snap ring, because I'm greasing this one up and I haven't posted the video yet. So the other one that I showed you how to take apart was that the one from Lowe's, the Cobalt one, is this guy right here. This style is, I would say, harder than snap ring style is. I'd say the snap ring style is a lot easier to take apart if you've got snap ring pliers, because basically all you do is take the snap ring pliers, put them in there, and then just pull it out. And then you can flip it over, knock the head out, or you can take a magnet and just pull it out like that. Either way works. And then you're already at the internals. So you can go ahead and pull the head out, pull the pawl out, and then you can take the, sorry, my magnet's attaching to that thing there. You can pull the spring out and the switch out if you want to. I'm not going to. I'm just going to go ahead and grease the anvil and the pawl and put it back together. So Yep, that's how you take those apart, and then the rest is the same. You'll just grease it and put it back together. So basically, if I was to had already greased this one and I'm putting it back together, I'd just throw that pole in there like that, throw the anvil in like that, and then throw this guy back on like that. Snap the snap ring on, take the pliers, take the snap ring, close it up, put it in, let it go, and that's it. It's back together. So I'd say this type is a lot easier than the type with the 3 bolts, one right there, 2 on the other side. This style is a lot easier to me than that style is. But yeah, I just figured I'd show you how to take these ones apart if you have any questions about that. Now I don't have the third type of ratchet, which is basically they've got a little ring around there. Basically all you do is you take some pliers, pull up on the ring, and it'll just kind of snake off, and then you can pull the anvil out, and it's the same process after that. So yeah, thanks for watching.